righty. Devin, are we on, buddy? It looks like we're on my end.
Chicken.
All right. I think we're on.
Yep.
What is going
Yep,
on,
on.
everybody? Welcome to Scram Punks, episode 50. You know, when MM2K came up with the idea of Scram Punks, no one knew that this shit would make it to 50.
Yeah.
Now, I joined with Scram Punks when, like, maybe you guys were like maybe 10 episodes in or something.
Yeah, we were like 10, maybe like a dozen episodes in.
Yeah. And here we are, 50 episodes of Scram Punks, and Moss is still here. TRS, where the hell is TRS?
Moss? I don't know, man. TRS is in a boat somewhere in the middle of the Atlantic. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm here. Neatham's here. Snow Bunny here. Devin here. We're all here, y'all. And first off, MM2K.
Yes, sir.
How does it feel to have 50 episodes of your podcast, brother, the one that you created?
No, brother. Don't do that. No, this is your podcast now, man.
But you created it, man. You know.
Hey, just to reminisce real quick, man. Yeah, man. This is a great feat, man. I want to say, even though and big ups to TRS, I'm just messing with him. Even though me and TRS originally started this as a 2-man thing, bringing on Dirk Griggity was the best thing that we could have done for this podcast, man. Because
thanks, man. That made me feel good, man.
I'm gonna try to get you to shed a tear and embarrass yourself in front of your audience, man. As much as J Dubs was shedding a tear about the Metacritic for Concrete Genie, but we'll get to that later.
Shit.
We'll get to that later. But no, it's a great feat. Griggity helped propel the show to other heights, and we had confidence in him when he was like, man, I don't know. He's like, man, y'all set me up. Y'all just brought me on like 5 minutes ago. You want me to run this shit? But
it was like 2 episodes there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Good times. You know, it would have been cool to reminisce on some stuff, but we got too much damn news, man.
It's too much to talk about, bro.
We'll say that shit for another time, man.
Oh, yeah. Snow Bunny. What's going on with you? It's not much Nintendo news today. But
no, it's actually not a lot going on. Sony kind of blew everything out the water with that.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot going on Nintendo news. Few things, but not a whole lot. This is October, so this month we got a lot going on though for game releases though.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, yo, we got a special guest. No, I'm joking. Neathus.
yeah, exactly.
Neathus, man, it is so good to have you here, man.
Good to see you on your show, man.
Show in a while. I mean, you was here like, last week, but you came when it was 13.3 minutes left in the show. Then you disappeared, but thanks for coming on, bro. How you doing? Maybe he ain't on. Shit, maybe I'm imagining all of this shit.
Yeah, we are, yeah.
Maybe I'm imagining all of this shit. Okay, well, I'm not sure. It says Neathus' name and what's the name of this shit? Discord, but he ain't here. Okay. Anyway, let's move on to Devin. Devin, my main man.
Wait,
what's up?
hold on, I'm here.
Oh, shit.
I was talking to you guys like, oh, wait, you're ignoring me?
Oh, damn. What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Hey, bro, I'm good. I'm glad to finally be here. Hopefully I'm here more often. And you know what? I've just been gaming a whole bunch lately. I've been playing through The Last of Us for the first time. That game is fantastic. I'm on the snow level with Ellie.
You just playing it?
Yeah. I never got the opportunity.
Man.
Yeah, I really did. But I've been playing that. I got into the Halo Reach flight test. Been playing the fuck out of that. And you know what? I think Battlefield 5 is making a comeback, so I'll play a little bit of that too.
Okay. That sounds good, bro. That sounds good. And last but not least, my main man, Devin. What's up, bro?
What's up, brother? I've just been playing some Gears multiplayer. Playing Rainbow Six Siege on PC the other day. Getting back into playing that on PC some more, and I played a little bit of MLB The Show 19 on PlayStation.
Oh, you traitor! You've been on greatness. You traitor!
No, it was free.
I got it down.
That's all that matters, right? It was free.
All that matters.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds good, man. So let's go ahead and I'm trying to tweet this out. But let's go ahead and there's a lot to talk about, y'all. It's been a bunch of shit to talk about this week. And excuse me, and I'm excited to talk about a few things, but I wanted to start off with something near and dear to my heart. There was a lot of people saying that. Now this is a little messy, but let's talk about it anyway. A lot of people said, you know what? Concrete Genie is going to have a higher Metacritic score than Gears 5. Oh shit, MM2K, listen, man. This might be petty of us, but brother, how do you feel about Concrete Genie having a lower Metacritic score than Gears 5? Even though some people said it wouldn't.
Some may call it petty, Griggity. I call it the reckoning. No. No, you know what? Hey, fuck J-Dubs, man. You know what? I never liked that bastard anyway. This motherfucker walk around here with all his money and his cars and his bikes and shit. And he talks shit on Xbox all day. Now, you know I might get into my bag, but this dude had the nerve to say that Concrete Genie was going to do higher than Gears. Oh, no. As Post-Up will say, oh, no. Nah, bro. I get that there was some news about a USB-C charger on a PlayStation controller that got you all creamy knuckle, but you ain't getting away with this shit, bro. No. Concrete Genie, 77. J-Dub, I need answers now.
We need answers, Jay.
We need answers, Jay. Like, what's going on? And then, and if you take the whole, and I want to hear the panel's thoughts on this. You take the whole 2019 for my PlayStation brothers. Big up to my homie Miko Dawes in there. Man, they're having a rough one, baby, in comparison to 2018, the year of greatness. The Metacritic ain't been kind. Ain't been kind to PlayStation this year, baby. You know what I'm saying? So we already know that Xbox is, you know, it's backed up sewage right now. I'm sorry, but you know, but we got to answer what's going on with greatness. Everybody that's been jumping on the PlayStation bandwagon since 2018. I want to know where the greatness is at, and Concrete Genie is continuing to let me down. Now we got to wait till Death Stranding. We got to wait till we gotta wait for the UPS man to run from the electronic dildo sticks. You know
shit!
But Moss, you kind of already answered that.
What'd you say?
I said you already kind of answered that months ago.
You
explained that PlayStation, because they were at the top, was getting complacent. You answered that like 6-7 months ago.
Hey, yo, Money. I'm sorry to cut you off. King's player. So, Death Stranding. Hey, man, listen. Death Stranding probably will get a high Metacritic score, bro, because we know Kojima games, even though some of them might suck, they still get high Metacritic. So, listen, brother, you know, we just talking shit. King's player. Calm down, killer.
King's player got the Tommy gun loaded 24/7.
Like, stop it, bro. 46 million sold, bro. That ain't shit, bro.
Oh, we're gonna get into that too. But right now we having fun kicking around these rich bastards. It's the reckoning.
What is Concrete Genie though? I don't even know what it is.
It's a game about a little dude walking around with paintbrushes, and he gets bullied, and I don't know. I don't know what the fuck it's about. Don't give me a line about this shit.
You know what?
It looks good though.
It's a game.
It looks good to me.
It's a game under 80.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Devin, I can't go by that because there's a ton of games that I absolutely love that's below 70. So, I mean, you can't go by that.
Yeah. But, to be honest, though, I'm going to give it, though.
77 upside down.
Hey, true that.
I'm just... Anybody know
it's greatness. King's player said it's greatness. So we should all shut the hell up because it's greatness.
If you flip 77 upside down, you get 2 L's. I just want.
Oh shit! Hey man, that was some good shit right there. Did you write that earlier?
I just want everybody.
Hey, that was.
I just want to put that up. I just want to put that up real quick.
Oh shit!
I mean, Google this concrete.
He said it's double. Hey, King's player, did you hear that shit? He said it's double L's, bro. He said concrete jungle. Genie.
Jungle.
Concrete Genie is double L's. Damn. Oh shit. No, man, we just mess with y'all, man. We just mess with your people. Anyway,
hey, bro, I said that the 46 million, it being a little bit higher than what we anticipated, is a glimmer of hope for Xbox enthusiasts going into next gen. And the PlayStation Nation went berserk. This is a travesty. Where are my lawyers? I said, "Oh, calm down, kid. Calm down. I said it's a ray of hope. Y'all still won this gen. It's okay. Calm down.
Yeah.
Put down your pitchforks and your shovels. God damn.
Hey, I'm actually glad you
Put
brought
down
that
your
up.
crappy controllers.
Right.
Shit.
I'm actually glad you brought that up because, okay, yeah, 46 million ain't shit compared to 100 million, right? Or 100 plus million. Okay, we like you said, Moss. PlayStation won in 2013. To be honest with you, they pretty much won then. So yeah, man, Xbox. But I think what you were trying to say earlier. That PlayStation won, but Xbox isn't doing as bad as people think they are. I know they lost a lot of mind share because this 360 sold like 90 million. Yes, they definitely lost a lot of mind share earlier in this generation, even with no games. But they're not as bad as people think they are.
Yeah, I think, and I even had to come to grips with this. And again, look, man, believe you me. I am not one to cap for Phil. I have a whole month's worth of work.
Yeah.
5 o'clock in the morning. I was out there like I was on the doing that, kicking in Phil's ribs, man. Trust me, I don't cap for Xbox. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, even I had to have a reckoning and look at the performance. This is reflection time. I tell y'all that the war is over. The generation has already won. Now it's time for reflection. It's like still wanting Muggs to fight when the bell's been rung. It's over. The scorecards are gone. Everybody left Vegas. We're just reflecting. So if you reflect and you look at it, it's more or less this generation that Sony just knocked it out the fucking park. They just killed it, opposed to Microsoft doing horrible. Microsoft did bad in a lot of ways. Trust me, it got me talking my shit on Phil. But their performance, when you compare it up to the 360, they're only 20% less than what they are. And if you think what they were in last generation at the same amount of time, and if you think about it, the fact that they're being outsold 2-1 says more about the astounding job that PlayStation did opposed to a horrible job that Xbox did. That's all I'm saying.
No, I agree with you, bro. I agree because the things that they went through and what Xbox fans like myself went through this generation, man, like I did that video a few weeks ago saying how the generation started, and it was like, damn, man. But to see that they're actually okay, I mean, I think that's a positive for them, and they just want to hit that reset button. They can't wait until next generation, and they're just trying to stick it out for this last year, and they want to start over. They want to fix all of their mistakes that they did this generation. They're still not going to win next generation, but they just want to fix what they did this generation, bro.
Hey, Nethos, is your mic all right, bro?
Yeah, I'm fine. What's up?
Oh, okay. No. I just saw feet. I didn't know if you were talking again, and maybe you.
Oh no.
But then you also
What
have
you
to
think
look
about
at the
this,
fact is,
Hey man, I got when Bonnie was talking about the Wii U, just pretend that shit didn't happen.
Right.
Move the hell on. I hope we get a better product, not just in hardware, because even the X is awesome, but I hope we get actual good software and that at a steady rate. Like, I just hope they actually, I don't know, I guess give a damn next generation.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. Wii U this gen just was like, and like I said, they ended their gen early.
Yeah,
right.
They
canceled. Let's start over, bro.
They said, hold on.
they said, no, let's just cancel this shit and it's gone.
Yeah.
And they don't even talk about it anymore.
Hey,
I think almost
Bunny,
everything's good.
How they spun it was marvelous. They said they went all the way back to the Wii, and they said we just used every console generation to create the perfect console, which was the Switch. You know what I'm saying? So they even make the Wii U sound relevant. You're like, oh damn, well they really won. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how they did that shit. You know,
Right.
Like I said, it was like, and they didn't even return to it. They were like, okay, this is the swan song game right here. No third party, no indies. They shut everything down for it. And then they're like, okay, we're moving forward with the Switch and the 3DS.
They was like, stop production on that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
But to be fair, the tablet idea of the Wii U was the right idea. They just need to actually make it portable like the Switch.
Absolutely. And you're right. And that's why the Switch is just selling like crazy. You're right.
Mario Maker hit it on the Wii, though. On the Wii U. That game actually.
Oh, yeah, but that's
good.
the game always will, though.
Yeah.
You can play that shit on a shoe.
Which one?
Mario Maker, the original one though, when it came out for
Oh,
Wii U,
no.
that game actually
That-
did pretty decent for it.
Well, all the first party games, most of them did do decent. Splatoon was a new IP and it just exploded on the scene.
Hey,
It's just
go ahead. I'm
the
sorry about
system
that.
itself is just like, nah.
I was
Let's
just
get
thinking
rid
of a
of
funny
this.
story. I hope my son. I hope he don't get mad at me for telling this story. But Mario, I don't know what type of crack is in Mario Maker 2 or Mario Maker series altogether. Some little kid broke his Mario Maker. Don't you know this little motherfucker went to the mother and said, "You owe me $59.99." I said, "Oh shit!"
What?
Went and hunted down the parent of the little kid and told the parent, "You owe me." Caused a whole revolution in the house, bro. I was like, "Yo," I said, "I'm going to get you this Mario Maker 2 right now." Let me tell you, then he ended up getting something else. He got Smash Brothers, but yeah, that Mario Maker, man, just Nintendo games all together. I mean, let me say this real quick.
They got a loyal following, bro.
Video games were at a fever pitch this generation. Like, this is the generation I believe that they finally started edging out all around. They started edging out movies. I think starting this generation, right? Blockbuster movies at that. So the eyes and the spotlight was on video games more than ever this gen. And what happened was, as people ran to the races to get a hold of something, Sony really made themselves stand out better than Xbox did. And then as Xbox is trying to pick itself out, here comes Nintendo with the Switch, kicking it in the ribs and knocking it back down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was just that dynamic to where next generation, hopefully Microsoft learned enough and they can do better at the start, you know?
Hey, I've said it 15 times already. I'm going to say it one more time, guys. Every console or every big company that makes consoles had a bad generation before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the truth. Even going Sega messed up with the Saturn, PlayStation messed up with the PS3, Xbox with the Xbox One, Nintendo with the Wii U. I mean,
if anybody could bounce back the way Nintendo did,
yeah,
because they sold 13 million Wii U's, bro, 13 million. And the Wii U was out for like how many years, buddy? Before they said shit, let's
5 years, I believe.
It was still out for 5 years, which is the typical length of a console generation.
Actually, they cut it short.
It came out in 2012 to 2017. Yeah, that's 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is they were planning on making it longer.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But it just wasn't working, so they cut that shit short.
13 million. God.
And it was like they showed the NX 6 months before it went on sale. It was like, okay, like October, November of 2016, that's when they showed it. They were releasing March.
Yeah, I remember that little show they had. Hey, King's Play. Yeah, I mean, you're right, because Xbox is not Nintendo, but Xbox is still decent in certain areas of the world.
Here's what, and we got to take into consideration. I got to take this into consideration a lot too. So I got to do some. I gotta go back into the archives and read some of the younger gamers. If you look at it, the only system that killed it back to back was the PlayStation. They didn't do a trifecta, right? The PlayStation 1 killed it, PlayStation 2 killed it. That's the only console that killed it back-to-back generation.
Facts.
And that was an anomaly, but it didn't happen with the 3. The 4 did it. Maybe they'll do back-to-back. Who knows? But you know what I'm saying? But it's not common for even look, the NES with how great it did. You know what I'm saying? I think the Genesis did it. The following Genesis.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The Genesis took over because
until the Super Nintendo came out.
Genesis. SNES won at the very end.
Yeah, and then SNES did win.
You know what I mean? But you don't. But consoles don't rank. And look, don't take it from us. If you think we're on a bunch of shit, your new CEO of SIE said it his goddamn self. He said no console generation winner reigns supreme back to back. It's very rare. He said it himself. You can't be complacent. He wasn't saying that just for shits and giggles. He's saying that because it's true.
Hey, so Mark, it's like you're breaking up a little bit, bro.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, you're botting a little bit. Or is it just me, guys?
No, you know what? Yeah, everybody was botting.
I think you
got about.
Is it me? Am I botting also?
Yeah, everybody was botting.
Yeah.
Is it some on my end?
I mean, you sound perfect to me.
I don't
What?
know.
Am I botting?
No,
No, you
no,
good.
no.
You
You
good.
good. Oh, you
Okay,
good
now
now,
Moss is
Moss.
good
Yeah,
too.
you good now, Moss.
Okay, now I was just saying that
Okay.
Jim Ryan said it himself. Don't believe you ain't got to take our word for it. Take Jim Ryan's word for it.
Yeah.
The console generation winner rarely, if ever, besides the PlayStation 1 and 2, ever wins back to back. So it is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, just adding on to Jim Ryan real quick, you're talking about complacency. More than ever, Sony has to remain strong because Xbox isn't their main competition, nor is it even Nintendo. You have to realize a bunch of people are about to come into this playing field. Like, if we just look at revenue, you guys were talking about revenue earlier, how gaming took number one. I think gaming's been number one for a while. Like, they're really making a lot of stride with the PS2 generation. But if we look at worldwide revenues real quick, the biggest thing we always compare it to is to the film box office, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in 2015, films, and this is when the MCU is doing its thing, made about 39 billion, and in 2018, with a 5% increase, it went up to 41 billion. Now, video games. Listen to this. In 2015 alone, it was already at 92 billion.
Damn.
And in 2018, so just last year, it increased by 50% at 138 billion.
Damn.
Do you think everyone's going to just leave that money on the table?
Hell no.
And I want to make this clear. This isn't the console industry blowing up. This is mobile gaming.
Wow.
Mobile gaming is what makes a big chunk of this, at least 50% of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn.
And because of that, I get the concerns of people trying to blur the lines between console and what's called gaming. But console gaming generates enough revenue to where, I mean, its profit margins are still good. So I wouldn't say I wouldn't expect that everybody's going to make that jump. You know what I'm saying? Especially we're a rabid bunch too. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later in a video I got tomorrow. That when we sometimes get a little too rabid, but we'll keep things in check. And I don't think console or dedicated hardware gaming is going anywhere anytime soon.
No, it's not going anywhere because I mean, damn, that mobile shit. Like, what's that? Call of Duty Mobile just came out a couple of days, or like last week or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And already had like what 100 and something million. I'm just like talking on top of my head because I don't really remember, but I know it did some crazy numbers. Do you guys know exactly what it was?
No.
Well, I mean, that's like Mario Kart Tour came out and did 90 million downloads in the first week.
See, look, that shit's crazy. See, everybody has a cell phone. That's what Xbox is. Everybody has a cell phone. And everybody has the App Store or Google Play. They have that shit. And that's what these companies, these were said is, what you said, 100 and something billion?
Mm-hmm.
And half of that is mobile.
Billion.
And half of that is mobile. Everybody has a phone, bro. They want a piece of that action, So, that's what I believe all that shit is. xCloud and eventually next year, I guess Stadia is going to be able to do phones, like play it on phones. So that's what they're going after, man. That's what they're going after. So anybody got anything else about this?
No, I just want to. I hate to go on the weeds. Homie Digital Foundry said, King Thrash said, is talking about the Digital Foundry thing. I don't want to touch on that too much because I'll say this. I'll say that even though I don't agree with his implications, and I don't. In his video, in his video where he said it was over. He started off saying that Digital Foundry said that he was right, but then towards the latter part, he said, "Yeah, there's some things that maybe I misunderstood." I think you guys were talking past each other. Like King Thrash was bringing up the fact that they looked at God of War. They were praising God of War on certain environmental effects, but they didn't bring up the same environmental effects in Gears. But if I'm praising Dirt on how well he breakdances per se, that doesn't mean that I got to judge everybody on break. I'm just pointing that out as an anomaly. Dirt breakdances well when we're doing a podcast, but that's not a stand. You know what I'm saying? That's not a standard of good visuals. So again, there's a lot talking past. I will say this though, which all that doesn't matter, for the simple fact that they kept putting King Thrash's name in their mouth and were worried about super chat money or Patreon money. They prove ultimately what he says. that they're not a company. You know what I'm saying? That's the most forthright. Because if you're doing this and you're upset because you're losing Patreon money, or you keep bringing up somebody that you say that you believe their stuff is false, then that, it doesn't match. So again, ultimately, the way that I feel is that they kept bringing up King Thrash. They were asking for it. They never had to mention his name. The fact that they mentioned his name, they asked for it. So I do agree with King Thrash that the matter is resolved. So that's all I have to say on it.
All right. I realized they were saying his name like that.
Yeah, they bringing him up.
They were definitely bringing him up.
Yeah, they were bringing him up. And again,
the Borderlands 3, I think that one they did, they definitely brought up his video. They didn't say his name out loud on that one, but they definitely were bringing up what he was saying.
I heard them bring up the video. I didn't know they said his name.
Yeah,
Thrash, you the man, bro. Hey, you know what this means to me? I'm sorry.
What's that?
No, I was going to say, this means that us, like the YouTube, our little community, man, people pay attention to these videos.
They do.
Bro.
They do. They do.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Neil. Did you go ahead, bro?
Oh, no, nothing. But I was just going to say, like, I never had a problem with the findings he had, like, whether they were glitches or not, there were always findings. I even said that on the Best Damn Podcast. My only issue with Thrash was when he said they were paid off under the table.
Yeah.
That's when we go a little too far left and a little too
That's
much
when we go a little bit too far
That's
left.
when, that's like being those Xbots when we were calling it, like, Pony Foundry and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even I have a tweet that looks a little spooky, right? I can explain that one if need be, but here's the thing. Digital Foundry isn't paid off. Now, do they do pay sponsorships or whatever? Yeah, but they're going to make that known. But being paid off under the table and all that? No, that isn't happening.
If you wanted to make the implications that you thought their work was sloppy, that's one thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's still up for interpretation. But like I said, at the end of the day, he won. They lost big time, because if you believe that somebody is not accurately portraying your thing, that was the worst way to handle it. And the simple fact that you started boohooing on the internet because you were losing Patreon money, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? That's on you. So he won, they lost. That's the way I look at it. Now we can move on.
Yeah.
It's just let me say this. It's just this ain't directed towards Thrash, because I got a big video coming about this, and I let Nethos and Dirk Griggity take a period to this, right? This is gonna be some shit.
Oh shit.
But the outrage culture is getting predominant more in gaming than it is talking about shit that we enjoy. I get that there are some elements that are popping up that we don't enjoy, but people are buying something. We just referenced that earlier, that people are investing more in games than they ever have. And I'm not saying that everything is great and dandy, but I see, even though we got more people buying games and investing more time in games, we see more people griping. You know what I'm saying? And something just ain't making sense. And it's time for us to reflect on ourselves. And hopefully tomorrow's video will do that.
Shit.
Among other things.
Oh, okay. So nobody got anything else about this, right?
No.
Sure. Okay. All right, let's move this right on it, right ahead. Now, yesterday we got some pretty big news as far as PlayStation 5. Now, I'm not a technical guy at all. I know Moss is. I'm sure Moss can help me with some of this shit. Mm-hmm. But PlayStation came out and said, hey, check this out. We got a new controller. It does this. The triggers rumble, and we got a 4K Blu-ray and all this shit. So the PS5 is officially going to be released holiday 2020.
Yeah.
Now, I think we all pretty much knew that. Mm-hmm. It has hardware. It's hardware accelerated ray tracing, right? Hardware accelerated. Yeah. So yep. I know you guys are getting on D&D and shit. I kind of stayed out of that one.
He did it to himself.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes, yeah. But look, I think this is great news. As you guys know, I do enjoy the PlayStation, and I will be getting a PS5. What do you guys think? I'm going to start with Nethos this time. Nethos, are you excited about the PS5, and what do you think about some of the specs?
Of course, I'm excited for the PS5. Like, I can't wait to see what developers like Naughty Dog and Sony first-party studio Insomniac would do with all that power. I mean, realistically, look what they did with just the base PS4 and the Pro. Like, on the base PS4, that's where I played God of War, right? I swear, it looks better than like 90% of the games just out. Period.
Yeah,
Right?
beautiful
Like,
game.
at least 90% on a base PS4. So
Beautiful.
seeing these developers get their hands on something, like if we're gonna see the Last of Us 2 presentation, like E3 games like that and above, like it's gonna be like that and even better. That's why I can't wait. And they're gonna have hardware ray tracing. Like I think I want to say there was a little spout. Did you say, Moss? Is that fair to say? Little bout.
Someone had blood spouting out of the side of their neck after King's blood hit him with the bottle. Yeah.
Oh shit!
All I'm gonna say is that podcast I'm referring to. It just started off swinging and they did not stop. That was one hell of a show I was listening to.
One hell of a show.
But you know what? I can't wait. They're gonna have a 4K Blu-ray player. I wonder if that's something cool now. And they're also gonna have rumble triggers, which the Xbox has been doing since day one, basically, unless that's different. But it sounds the same to me.
Yeah, it does sound the same.
Sounds cool. Can't wait.
Yeah, I agree with you. Now, that's all a lot of shit. Yeah, I agree with you. Snow Bunny. Now, listen, Snow Bunny. I know you Team Nintendo. But you also said before hold on. Right, that's what I was asking you. You say every gen you kind of switch something because you're not really a multiple console owner. You really just pick one and stick with one, right?
Yes.
Okay, so anything about this PS5, does it interest you at all yet?
No, because I don't know what games are coming for it.
Oh, hey, that's true. That's true. Hey, that's a great point.
I mean, like when the PS4 and the Xbox One drop. I mean, the Xbox One drop. I had money to buy either one, but their launch games that came out with it, my friends was like, "Don't waste your money because there's absolutely nothing you'll play," because they know my gaming style. So by the time I was ready to look for a console, it was like a couple years later. I had totally forgot about both of them, and I ended up with a Wii U.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So right now, specs or whatnot or whatever to me. Yeah. Show me what games I'm going to be playing. If I'm going to be dropping $600 on this thing, it best damn well be something I'm gonna play on it.
Show me the money. I feel you on that one. I'm hyped about it. Like you said, Nethos, the graphics on God of War. I got a PS4 Pro, and it looked amazing on that. I can't wait to see what they're going to do next generation. I'm interested to see the features because I'm like a feature guy, right? Because I kind of became an Xbox guy, not just because of some of the games, but because of some of the features. And the rumble triggers, I'm really looking forward to that, y'all. I never experienced rumble triggers. You guys?
Isn't that something that's been around for a minute?
Well, true. It has been around since 2013. But the hate for Xbox was so bad at the time, no one gave a shit.
About it.
Yeah, the people like
you say, Dirk Griggity, who gives a shit?
Who gives a shit? Yeah. So I remember playing NBA 2K14. Like, oh, that's cool. Every time you bounce the ball, the triggers will rumble. I thought, that's cool as hell. You kind of get used to it after a while, but at first I thought that was amazing.
And the haptic part of it is not new because Nintendo's been doing that. And I heard somebody, I think it was Porter Rock, he was talking about how there's going to be not like the new tension part of it. At a console level, that might be somewhat new, but there's been games that have already used similar technology. So that's not going to be brand spanking new. I think the biggest takeaway from this is that both consoles, but we got to give kudos to PlayStation because they're the ones throwing out all these details right now.
Yeah,
but both consoles are focused on speed.
Yeah,
I mean the USB-C charge thing. And I know on the surface it may sound stupid, but I think that's a big thing. Being that
it is a deal.
That's what that's a big deal.
It stunned the shit out of me when I was talking about it on live stream because I was reading the news live. You know what I'm saying? I was like, "Oh shit!" I had to take a swig of my whiskey.
That's the Switch uses USB-C.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
For us, and like when we charge like the Pro controller, everything uses it. So when we charge like our Pro controller, it might take like 2 hours to fully charge.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have like a charge for like 40 hours.
Yeah. But I just hope they increase that battery life, and not only the Switch, but and increase the battery life for that DualShock, make it at least 6 or 8 hours.
Because 6 or 8 hours. What are y'all talking about? Y'all's chargers are not like 10 plus hours. Because, like I said, on
Oh, the Switch? Oh hell no, that thing will last me like 2 hours.
no, I'm talking about the Pro controller. Because you're talking about the
Oh,
DualShock controller, right? The Pro controller lasts like 40 hours on
oh,
one
probably.
charge.
Yeah.
But no, I'm talking about just the regular Switch itself. But like, no, but the DualShock, I don't know. I might get 4 hours at the most out of that thing.
Yeah. It doesn't
Oh
last too long,
wow,
bro.
Yeah, I never
that's
disconnect mine
spooky.
from the wire.
Oh, never.
I just got a long ass
So it's
cord.
on.
Oh
I just got a long
Lord,
ass cord. You know what I'm
So yeah.
saying?
that's
You know.
spooky, y'all.
Hey,
Devin, what you think of? What you
yeah, I
think
was about to
about?
ask
We
him.
know
Yeah.
your the first console you gonna get. What you think about the PlayStation 5 specs that were released?
I didn't even look at it. Not really interested. I know they released some stuff that isn't new, so
Oh
and
damn.
that blew up over the internet. I don't know why.
Hmm.
That's pretty much it. I mentioned it on Twitter saying this isn't new, and yeah, that's about it. I laughed about it.
Damn, Devin, you kind of cold, bro.
He just cold killed them real slow,
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying. He chopped their heads off, no hesitation.
Hey, but you know what though? At the end of the day, like you said, Moss, PlayStation, they're throwing their specs out there, some of their specs out there, which I kind of appreciate. Um, we all know Xbox is quiet; they're not doing anything as far as letting us know. Now, let me ask you guys this, just your opinion, even the chat. I'm asking the chat also. Would you guys prefer your favorite console to announce big things on Twitter or like at a conference? Because this is a serious question, no trolling
Yeah.
shit. Because I really
Yeah.
want to know. Because some places, guys, like it's better just to do it on Twitter and shut down the internet and all that. Or I think look at a conference. That's the shit you talk about for days. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? So what you
it
guys
It's
think?
not
depends
even
on your
that.
litmus. It
I mean,
depends on your
PlayStation.
litmus. If your goal is to do console war shit and not necessarily experience it as a gamer, then yeah, you want to put on Twitter so you can retweet it and talk shit. But if your goal at the end of the day is to experience great gaming experiences via your preferred console, then why not? Who doesn't want to test sample something? You would rather have it at a conference setting or something like that you guys can go to, opposed to just seeing it digitally on a fucking tweet. And this is where I say my PlayStation brethren out, and I'm not talking about you guys in the chat. I'm talking about my big wigs, my people that have channels. Really scroll through your content. When y'all say that y'all doing great stuff for the community, really scroll through your content. If 40% or more of your content is bashing Xbox, the system that's dead, then your integrity is in question. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
therefore, those are the people that'll say it's okay to put it on Twitter. As a gamer, outside of the console war, I want to go somewhere, or I would like for them to send me a demo, something, so I can experience it and get it in my hand. Because the console war is just for fun. At the end of the day, it's about gaming ultimately. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Absolutely. But the thing is, me personally, man, I get the dropping on Twitter. Yeah, that stuff really didn't happen until Sony stopped doing conferences. But me personally, I know you guys watched E3. I know Xbox E3 was dog shit this year, but I know you guys watched it, right? You guys
Yeah.
watched. You guys probably watched the Ubisoft's press conference too. It's
Yep.
something about those press conferences. I just love to sit my black ass in front of my TV and enjoy them, eating some Halo Top ice cream, some popcorn, to sit my ass down and watching this shit. You can't do that with a tweet.
Yeah.
Yes, the console war
Here's
shit is going on, but I just love the conference.
here's my thought on it, and like now, like Nintendo announces big stuff during a direct. Like I think they even they did a special direct for the Switch and all that when they were announcing it.
And then it got copied.
But Sony is now doing a state of play. They couldn't do like a emergency state of play to announce this.
No, I
Then
don't know.
like Nintendo when they do nobody knows exactly when the directs are happening. Nintendo might announce on a Monday there's gonna be a direct on a Wednesday.
Right.
The, um Sony's doing state of play. They couldn't say, okay, we're gonna have a special state of play set up for tomorrow to show you something unique and do like a 15-minute talk.
Bundy, what you just said made exact sense. Because now remember when PlayStation announced a couple weeks ago, we're showing The Last of Us 2 at State of Play. People was like, oh shit. People couldn't wait for State of Play that time, right? They couldn't wait. So even though State of Play is not a conference, it's still a little show to show you some gaming things. Yeah. And people couldn't wait. So with a tweet that's coming out of nowhere, yeah, we talk about it afterwards, but that anticipation isn't there. It's just, oh shit, look at this. Look what Sony just tweeted. It's, just my opinion.
And then, like I said, and the way it was just a sudden tweet, the way it was, I kind of think that Xbox is getting ready to drop some news about their new system also. Because it was just like something totally sudden, total tweet out of nowhere about it, and it's like they always want to get the upper hand on Xbox. But my thing is they could have done a quick state of play. Just like if Xbox is going to announce something, hey, don't do a boring ass 2-hour inside Xbox. Do a 30-minute inside Xbox and show the console and bounce out.
Yeah. Like, do you guys think they're going to say anything about it at XO,
What about the console? Yeah, I think. I mean, when you look, and I put a tweet out there in the panel, and if you guys can, like, just maybe minimize this, still check us out, but look at that. Like, there's they dropped like some more information. So when you look at Xbox opposed to PlayStation, the Scarlet opposed to the PS5, they're both coming out holiday 2020. They're both using core AMD.
J-Dub and them Snapchat talking shit.
They both got they both got custom GPUs that support ray tracing. The PS5 announced that they're doing 3D audio, and as far as Scarlet has confirmed that they're doing native 4K and 8K support up to 120 frames per second. Where the PlayStation 5 says that they're going to support 4K and 8K. They didn't confirm natively, but I believe they will be able to with 120 hertz refresh rate. You know what I'm saying? As far as the solid state drive, Xbox said that they're doing they're calling a new generation solid state drive, where PlayStation just said that they're doing like the NVMe solid state drive, and they're both doing backwards compatibility. Xbox is going from from all of their previous iterations. PlayStation is going all the way back to PlayStation 4 and PSVR, and PlayStation has announced the USB Type-C. So I think, there's a lot of information out now. I think Microsoft is refining its tune to try to, play catch up with Sony. So we might hear some stuff at XO. As far as what Bunny said is for the show, I think I don't mind there being hour-long shows. Just show us games. I don't need your spill. I don't need your dry comedy. You're corny. Like, just do us the shows.
Yeah, I agree.
And show us shit that we want to see. You know what I'm saying? So,
hey, listen, I agree with you. I like the format of State of Play and Nintendo Direct.
That's how it should be.
Just 20 minutes.
It's because they're the same.
Show a couple indies. Excuse me. Show a couple of indies. Just update us on a couple things, and I mean that's fine. Like, some things the Inside Xbox doesn't bother me. Like, some of the developer interviews are okay.
Yeah.
But
I don't mind that. As long as they're showing talking about new shit. That's cool.
Yeah. No. When I was talking about the 2 hours for the Inside Xbox, I'm talking about if they plan on announcing the new console during an Inside Xbox, don't drag it out for a 2-hour show, because the only thing you're gonna be showing is if you show the console, but you have no games to show for the console. If that whole 2 hours is the console and everything stuff coming out for that console, do an 2-hour show. But if you're just doing it just to show the console, do a nice blitzkrieg, show the console, get the world buzzing, and then drop more information later.
Do you guys still feel that like PlayStation and Xbox will have like a reveal show early next year like they did in 2013?
Yeah,
I do too.
They will, because they need, if they already announced the console, they definitely want to show off the console. so probably like early next year for PlayStation. Maybe Microsoft will do it at XO19, but they'll probably also do it early in the year next year as well. But real quick, Dirk Griggity, I know you're an Xbox guy and you follow a lot of Xbox channels. I keep seeing this, and maybe you can explain it to me because I haven't had a chance to check it out. But when Moss was explaining all the specs, he kept saying both. So I have to ask, how do we know, at least in the Xbox community, that the next Xbox will be more powerful? Like, where is the confirmation for that? I see the little slide they put out, but that doesn't say it's the most powerful system.
Yeah, it just said they're trying to break new ground or some shit like that.
But that's like PR bluff.
Yeah, there's no proof yet. I think it says the PlayStation revealed some of the specs. Xbox haven't really said anything besides hardware, accelerated ray tracing, so we really don't know. I think that's just my Xbox brethren just making up shit, but we don't know. It could be more powerful. We just don't know yet, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope it's more powerful, but I mean, realistically, let's say both systems are $500. Them shits are going to be identical.
Yeah, pretty much.
They will be identical.
Pretty much. I think they are anyway. I think both of them going to be 500.
I will thank King Thrash for this, though, that he has rendered Digital Foundry irrelevant. So we're not going to have no more Grassgate. I don't want to see no more Grassgate or, this jar of honey on the PlayStation 5 looks superior with a cup of apple juice. I don't want to hear that shit no more.
Hey, man, that's a great British accent.
Thank you,
bro.
King Thrash. Thank you.
Hey, J-Dub, man, you want come on, man. Leave D back alone, man.
Hey, yo, fuck that. All right, let me not do it.
Oh, shit. All right, y'all, let's get to the next. I'm sorry, Dev, you got anything about that, man? I'm sorry, man.
Oh, no, man. I'm good.
Okay. All right, next thing we want to talk about, what... Do you want to do a Switch report? Let's do the Switch report.
Yeah, let's do the Switch report.
Let's do the Switch report. You got some news for us, Snow Bunny?
Not too much. It's just
hold on before you go, Snow Bunny. We got 30 plus people in here right now, and that's fantastic for us. All right, but if you can please hit that like button, just please. It ain't gonna cost you a thing. Hit the like button. We appreciate it. We love you.
Hey, listen, right? I know 30 ain't shit to some people, but listen, this is a career high for us right now. I'm being honest. This is
we feel like we're at the Grammys now and shit.
Yeah, this is some epic shit for us right now. Hey, what's up, chat? Night, True Witty, Calirex, I'm sorry. Man, everybody, what's up, man? Thanks for joining us, y'all. We really appreciate it, man. Really appreciate it. Hey, it's right, J-Dub. Yeah, hit the like button, man. Even though I don't have 1,000 subs yet, and I no super chat, no shit like that. I just appreciate y'all coming in and rocking out with us. I really do, man. I really do.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Snow Bunny.
Not much is coming on this month right now because, like I said, PlayStation kind of killed everything for everybody with releasing stuff. This is October, Halloween month, which is one of my favorite holidays, and we're getting a lot of games to scare us. We're getting Resident Evil 5 and 6 this month, Vampire, Call of Cthulhu, also Luigi's Mansion. They're dropping a lot of stuff, but I will warn you, if anybody's planning on getting Resident Evil 5 or 6 for the Switch, it's best to wait till they come out with this triple pack that's going to be $59.99, where it's got 4, 5, and 6 in it, because if not, they're $29.99 each.
It's irrelevant because Luigi's Mansion is coming out.
No. There's huge.
That game's gonna be dope as hell.
There's huge people already waiting for Resident Evil. Trust me, because I have one right now my friend has already gone to the Australian eShop and downloaded the demo. There's going to be a demo in the eShop. So this month right now it's not much going on. Haven't heard anything else about the class action lawsuit yet. There is a bunch of rumors going around about the next Switch, the Switch 2 they're calling it in the rumors, talking about it's going to be 4K 60 frames per second. I'll see that when I believe it. Then I'll believe it. But they're talking about it's going to be a dedicated home console. Those are rumors going around right now, but yeah, so right now it's not a whole lot going on right now in Nintendo world. They're keeping pretty quiet about stuff.
Hey, night, man. You out of line with that comment saying the Nintendo Switch is a
Oh
flop.
shit!
Hey,
What do you say?
the Nintendo Switch is a flop.
I want to get high, so
I
high. He
don't
on that
know.
Cypress Hill.
Like I
He in
said,
that Cypress Hill bong. That's why his name is Night. Golly, man, you crazy, bro.
I
Man.
mean, we're catching up to the Xbox One. We're catching up to those sales.
Oh shit.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
it's crazy with what's going on with it. And also, The Witcher 3 is coming out next week on the Switch.
Shit. The Witcher 3 in 430p.
Yes, but we have all the
Talk that shit,
DLC.
Dirk.
Fuck him up, buddy. Fuck him up. He ain't
Man,
shit.
she don't care about that shit.
It's running. It's a miracle it's running on the Switch.
Hey,
B,
that's some miracle shit right there.
they put the entire game and all the DLC on one cartridge, so we have no download that we need to do for
That's crazy. No real shit. The Witcher 3,
Okay.
that's the longest game, campaign I have ever played in my life, right? I've been playing games. Y'all know how old I am. They put all of that shit and the DLC was about 15, 20 hours. Like what's it? Blood and Wine was about 15, 20 hours. They put all that shit on the little ass
32 gigabyte cartridge.
There's no download shit.
No download needed.
Oh, so it's official. This shit gonna be 8-bit.
Hey, bro.
No, I've actually seen the developers. I've seen the developers. There's a video on YouTube, like 40-minute video from the developers of it from City Project Red, actually playing it on the Switch. It looked a hell of a lot better than I thought it was going to look. I'm actually thinking about picking it up.
You should pick it up because you never played The Witcher 3, right? Yeah, that's the thing.
I never played it, and the collection that's coming with the Switch comes with a bunch of goodies inside the box and stuff like a map and book and all this other stuff.
Listen, The Witcher 3 and God of War is my two favorite games this generation. They're like 1A and 1A minus a 1B. I didn't say that right, but you guys know what the hell I'm talking about. My two favorite games this gen.
Nintendo got the best compressors in the game, bro.
Hey, bro.
Oh yeah, they compress the hell out of shit.
They took Smash Bros from 64 to like 14 gigs. Like how?
Like Warframe, Warframe was like 22 gigs. When Warframe did an update here on the Switch, they compressed that shit down to 15 gigs.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Hey, big up to Night in the chat. I get all that, and I get that, all that may be happening, but I guess we suckers for technology because of Switch. Talking about the quality of a product isn't necessarily synonymous with how well it's doing. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm classifying the issues that the Switch is having now with like the controller and everything, and the drifting and all that. I'm classifying that as like the 360's Red Ring of Death stage. If you know the Red Ring of Death with the 360, it was causing major issues with them.
But it's not as bad as that, is it? It's not as bad as that.
It's not as bad as that. But what I'm saying is the 360 had software to back up their issue. So people were still buying it. One friend of mine had theirs replaced 4 times because they loved the games that were coming out for it. So with the Switch, we're having drifting issues and things like that. The battery life isn't that great, but we have enough software coming out to where people are still willing to buy it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if people love their tech and it is faulty, they'll that's why a lot of my PlayStation brethren last generation, I remember GameSpot chat boards, man, why are people still buying this thing, man? Oh, the failure rates, they were just crying their asses off, man. But if you Switch not only has good content, but has a good knack to it, to where people want to experiment and say, "Ooh, can I play this game that I'm familiar with on this device?" You know what I'm saying? So it got 2 good things running for it. You know what I mean? So,
like for me, I bought it because I could play Skyrim on the go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Skyrim's one of those games where you get glued to the TV, and I was like, "Oh, wait a minute! You can tell me I can play an hour while I'm at lunch? Oh, wait a minute! Now this is what's good about it." I mean, like,
There's
yeah. Now you're bringing up the Nintendo has like a trash online system. Yeah, it is trash. It's only
It
twenty
is still
dollars a
selling.
year. But I mean, what do you get what you pay for? I
It's still
mean,
selling.
yeah.
does XCloud kill that though?
What, the Nintendo Online?
The on the go aspect of it.
No, because you can't play Nintendo games on the xCloud.
On
You,
the
Yeah.
I
XCloud.
mean
You don't.
exclusives, but we've been talking big news about the Switch, but there's mainly multiplats,
Yeah, it's still gonna have issues though, like input latency and
like
all. Like,
ports.
that's not gonna be perfect.
Well, the thing is here's the thing about that. People are like, well, why are you gonna play an inferior game on a game on an inferior system? Okay, if you have XCloud, then most likely you're gonna play it on XCloud, except for people like me who's not gonna pay monthly for Xbox Live and pay for a Switch.
Let me
I
say
Right.
mean,
this. Let me say this. Okay, so I'm going to reject both notions that the X Cloud experience may suffer from latency that's going to be like really noticeable. I'm testing software and shit from from sources that I know don't even have halfway near the investment that Microsoft is doing or even Google's doing, and the shit is running pretty damn good. With that being said, I will say that the Nintendo is different. Yes, the fact that you have a dedicated device, yeah, is always going to run better. But the Nintendo Switch has games that are built from the ground up for on the go, right? For one.
mhm.
And for two, there's just something about that device that you can take it with you and then plug it into your console, just like that. That's like magical with gamers. You know what I'm saying? It has charm to it, opposed to just gaming on your phone. You know what I'm saying? So we got to put that in mind and not necessarily compare what's going on with xCloud with the Switch. Switch, even though it has the portability factor, it's the combo of that and the fact that you can hook it up to your TV too. That's just like, oh, this is some cool technical thing. Magic going for it.
And like with like you're saying, like the Nintendo Switch games and controllers cost too much. Nintendo do not drop the prices of their games, but you have to look at the flip side of it. There, we might have season passes, but there's very few games that's got microtransactions.
Mhm.
I mean, when you factor in the fact that Nintendo never lowers the prices of their games, they're forever getting the same price, full price for the games. It's not like they know in 3 months the game is going to go on sale and they're going to probably lose 50% of the sale because they're never going to drop the price of it. I mean, that's just how I look at it. Like, I look at like the online mobile games, yeah, they have microtransactions in them because they're usually free to play.
Mm-hmm.
But when I get like you can get the season passes, you paying one set price, but you get a lot of content for those season passes. The one game that I bought DLC for, which was Splatoon 2, it was a $20 DLC pack. But they also give you all the free stuff in game and all the free updates. But the $20 DLC pack added 80 levels of single player to it.
I was just about to ask you, what the hell does Splatoon 2 DLC include?
It was they basically made a single player campaign to include a new type of character, but it's 80 levels of single player content.
Hmm, that's crazy.
And then you unlock, once you get through all that content and that story arc, you can
Mhm.
play as a little octopus kid instead of a squid kid.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so you could shoot instead of
An
being a
octopus
squid.
kid.
Yeah, instead of being a squidling, you could be an octoling.
Ain't that some shit? You know,
Yeah, but
damn. But it's
but
Nintendo. I get it.
yeah, but it was one of the most. It's one of the most popular shooters. I mean, come on now, third person shooter.
Yeah.
But there's the thing. I mean, that's how I factor out. And for me, I only have a Switch, so the costs of games don't factor in for me because I don't have to figure out which games for what console every month I'm going to buy.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you got anything else on the Switch report?
Nope, that's it for the Switch report. Like I said, it's not much going on my end.
That's it for the Switch report.
He said, "That
So,
is it."
so we are about to get to the meat and potatoes of the news today. Like a lot of interesting stuff, man. Like yesterday with the PS5 specs, we talked about that already. But today, good old Mike Ybarra, who was like, what's his title?
The
Well, what was his
heartbreaker.
title?
Oh, yeah,
What was it? What was his title at Xbox? Do you guys know off the top of your head?
Oh, no, the motherfucker that just made me cry when I heard that response. That's what he. Man. Break my heart. No.
Oh shit!
You did not just break out with that. Oh
man! Oh shit!
I should have listened to Jake
that show, man. That like show when they be wearing a mask and shit.
Oh yeah,
where Ninja was on.
They gonna throw your ass right off of that motherfucker.
Hey, bro, I should have listened to J Dubs and took my old ass to bed trying to do that shit, trying to pull that off. Yeah, man.
They got you dressed up like a snowman. Like, who is this? Who the fuck is this dude?
Is that
Oh, so Ninja was on that show?
Yeah, he was. He came out. He was on that show one time.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, Mike Ybarra is gone, man. He's gone. Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that on Twitter he said, thank you, Xbox. I'm about to start another journey. That to me said that he's leaving on his own accord.
Yeah.
Same thing with Reggie.
Yep.
Now, Sean Layton, they threw his ass out of there.
They threw that motherfucker out. Like you said, when Uncle Phil Jazzy Jeff his ass.
Yeah, they Uncle Phil. Yoshida was Uncle Phil. No, I'm sorry, Jim Ryan was Uncle Phil. Get your ass out of here, Danny DeVito. Yeah. So now listen, Mike Ybarra leaving Xbox. I think it's unfortunate because he was that one guy that would talk on Twitter to the fans more than any other executive at Xbox. So yeah, but things happen, right? People move on. People get new job opportunities. So what do you guys think about this?
I think Mighty Moss, we're gonna have to spin this one here because we want him to be the new lead. So the Xbox, they didn't capitalize on the opportunities for Mike Ybarra, and because of that, he moved on to a better place. And it's unfortunate because Mike Ybarra, hearing from behind the scenes, he wasn't a yes man at Xbox. While Xbox has many yes men, he was not one of them. He spoke up for things he thought weren't right, and it's unfortunate they really didn't capitalize on him and give him an even better position. But things happen. Business is business.
Yeah, and he was there for 20 years.
20 years.
But question, wasn't he the one who worked out the deal to get Ninja exclusively?
Probably.
He was.
Because he was over Mixer.
Yeah, he was. I think he was part of that big time. Yeah, definitely.
Oh shit, Mr. Righteous Fist to show his ass up in here.
Oh shit, what is freaky dicky? I'm super freak. What we call Mr. Righteous Fist last time?
Nigga, freak of the week.
Yeah, freak of the week. Yeah, man. I'm gonna let the whole panel go before I chime in on this one, man. Go ahead. Who's next? Bunny or Devin?
I was just saying, I was already anticipating somebody leaving from Xbox because we already had Reggie retiring from Nintendo. But like I said, for him, it was basically retiring. But what's crazy is he was only with Nintendo for like 15 years. And he was like, really? You know what? I'm going to retire, pass the torch. I want to spend time with family. He's now working at some university, things like that. Sean Layton, he left Sony. But he was with Sony for like 30 years.
Yeah, 30 years, yeah.
I mean, it was like retire. He was ready to retire, but it didn't come out as if it was a retirement. It came out kind of janky. And now Mike Ybarra, like I said, I was waiting on somebody from Xbox. I kind of thought it was going to be the third person in that picture where all three of them were on stage.
Phil ain't going nowhere.
But it wasn't Phil, but it was Mike Ybarra. But like I said, I thought he was the one who worked at that awesome deal to get Ninja here. So I don't know what to say on it. But for him, he announced it himself that he was leaving after 20 years. So, like I said, Reggie announced it, Mike Ybarra announced it, but Sean Layton never announced anything.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I just feel that. I mean, things happen in life, y'all. We know people personally that have been at a job for a long time and decided, they wanted to try some new shit. I know people that just love bigger and better challenges. I'm not saying that's what happened with Mike Ybarra, but things happen in life, man. I mean, but I do think, like I said earlier, I do think it's pretty clear that they didn't let him go because the tweets that him and Phil said and Major Nelson, it's clear that he chose to leave. So, what do you guys, Devin? What you think about it, bro?
How's Mr. Righteous Fish? He says the ninja deal was the nail in the coffin. How so? The biggest streamer in the world.
Yeah, well,
maybe they paid him too much money and it's not returning yet or something as fast as they thought.
I see
that blew Mixer up. I see
the reports where they. I'm sorry, Devin. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say real quick before I toss it back to you. I see the reports where they're like, what's the name? Isn't doing, he's not bringing people to Mixer over. It wasn't supposed to happen overnight. What was supposed to happen is by him shocking the culture like that and him coming to Mixer in the first place, it was supposed to give all those content creators pause and contemplate coming over. So we need to give us some time to see if its effects reverberate through gaming. With that said, getting him on there was better than what this he made Mixer better by being on there than it was before he came. Mm-hmm. Period.
Absolutely.
No doubt
a lot of people was talking about Mixer, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Now
it didn't last, but they was talking about
it. Was even so, it comes to the point to where they say any news is good news. Him being on Mixer was so prevalent that at TwitchCon they even took time from TwitchCon to mention Mixer when they did that fuck Mixer chant. That's giving publicity to Mixer. So him being there reverberated the way they wanted it to at first. We got to see if it's sustained over the next several months, and it's going to take some time to see that. So it's a plus more than it was a minus. So I don't think people at Xbox were mad that they brought Ninja without, no, not at all. No,
they're not. No, man. Just bringing more eyes to the product, bro. I mean, it seemed like basic business to me. Mm-hmm. Basic business. Like I would love, like to have Yang Ye, let's name Yang Ye on our channel, bro.
Speak for yourself.
And him promote it. Well, I'm talking about him promoted that he's gonna be on our channel. I'm pretty sure we'll have more than 33 viewers on this bitch at the moment.
Well, that is true.
You say speak for yourself.
That outrage culture, man. I can't. I can't.
Hey, Noah, what's up, Noah? Hey, man. So you an Xbox today or a pony today? Okay, he's an Xbox guy today. Mr. Righteous Fish. Not for the cost, so I can get the same results. 2 bottles of Grey Goose, man. Mr. Righteous Fish is a piece of work, man. I tell you,
80, man.
But go ahead, Marcy.
Yeah,
freaking win. All right, but go ahead, Marcy. Oh shit, right. Hey, yo, Mars, do that sigh. Watch out. Will he breathe hard like that? Watch out, y'all. He got some shit.
I gotta keep it real, man. I gotta keep it real, and I get my Xbox people appreciate when I say, "Hey, look, just keep it up, champ," and I swipe them across the chin and shit. To keep it up, champ. There's still a glimmer of hope. I gotta be honest with you. This is a big deal. This is even a bigger deal as far as I'm concerned than Sean Layton being tossed off the stage. Here's why. Sony is they're a unilateral figure, meaning everybody that works at Sony is a cog in a master wheel. Jack Tretton told you this when he did the interview with Hip Hop Gamer, that the reason why that he left Sony is because Sony don't recognize individual efforts. So if you really feel like Jack Tretton did, you really pulled Sony out of the trenches in a bad shitstorm. Sony just says, "Good, okay, you did what you're supposed to do. Get the fuck out of here and go on." And he didn't appreciate that, so he left. Right. So regardless of whoever's there at Sony, everybody's master plan is to do what's best for Sony. Microsoft appreciates individual contributions, and I think the individual contribution that Mike Ybarra presented was straightforward and honest speak. We talked to people behind the scenes, Dirt. We know some people, we ain't gonna name them names, that know Mike Ybarra, and Mike Ybarra was a straight shooter, and he told you what was on his mind, and he was the last competitive spirit at that level at Microsoft. That wasn't with this kumbaya shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, because of what I heard about Mike Ybarra from credible sources, why I was team Mike Ybarra taking over. Now, I do like some of what Xbox is doing right now, but I'm going to be honest with you. I am concerned with the last Boy Scout for competitive spirit and all that, to him being gone. It does concern me, and I am going to keep an eye out on what Microsoft does a little bit further, because I ain't gonna lie, I am concerned, man. So that's my take.
You know what? That's fair, bro. I mean, that's fair. I can't say I wholeheartedly disagree with you. I mean, it's fair what you said.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's keep your eye. You're not saying this.
I'm not saying it's over. No, definitely.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, you know, you're making great points. You made some great points. But Devin, you got anything about this?
Okay. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm sure it will be. Like, considering that he left, everybody's gonna say, "Oh, Xbox is dead. Microsoft, blah blah. What are you doing? Blah blah." Yet,
Oh, you haven't seen that yet?
Oh, it's already out.
No, I've seen
all day.
bits and pieces here and there, but yet, you know, fucking president of Sony leaves, and two huge people leave within 24 hours, and they try to play that off to the side, and then hundreds of people in Sony in Europe get laid off, and they try to play that to the side because one person leaves on good terms at Xbox. It's over.
Yeah, I'm actually glad you said. Hey, Anithus, did you have an opinion on this, or did I ask you already? I don't be remembering. I'm old.
Mike Ybarra leaving. I
Yeah.
just felt like maybe Xbox didn't capitalize on the position and maybe moved him up further enough. Like, I guess he was running Mixer or whatever, but you know what? He probably just got a better opportunity elsewhere.
Yeah, probably.
Hey,
Maybe
if
he's
he
taking
ends up,
Sean
if
Layton
he
job.
ends up at Amazon or Google, oh my god!
Right.
If he ends up there, oh my!
Hey, shit, it's
Twitter
possible.
will implode.
Yeah,
The internet will
That-
implode.
that at the very least.
What's up, Fatal? Yeah,
What's
I
up,
mean, it's
Fatal?
possible. Oh shit, Mr. Parker. Is that Mr. Parker? Elijah Parker?
Yes, it
Oh,
is.
man.
What's up?
Maybe Twitch tried to pick him up.
Maybe
Twitch. I don't know.
Twitch.
I guess we'll find out soon enough. But Devin alluded to it. But if you guys haven't heard, I'm gonna read directly from the article. PlayStation EU put dozens of up for redundancy on day of PS5 announcement. SIEE employees were not aware of PS5 Wire article arranged by US. Sony Interactive Entertainment America increasingly taking lead on globalized operation. Now, this is a tweet from a guy named Andy Robinson. I guess he's the editor-in-chief at VGC News. He said, a really disappointing story to break. I'm told morale at SIEE is through the floor as the latest in year of layoff hits. The feeling is that the U.S. is running show from now on. Those I spoke to expressed bewilderment that this is happening ahead of the PS5. So, how do you guys take that? They didn't know anything about the PS5 article on Wired. The U.S. is taking over. So is Jim Ryan American or is he what?
Yeah, I think I can take that one a little bit. Then Marty Moss and whoever can take it up for me. But Jim Ryan, he ran the European sector and he dominated in Europe. Like the PS3, we know that had a rough start, but like he really turned things around, especially in the European region, and kept it strong over there. And now that he's been promoted or whatever, he's basically been moved out to America, and look at what happened. He gets moved out to America. America really starts taking the lead on all of this shit, and they're the first in line. So it's just really following wherever Jim Bryan ended up because he has a higher position now.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So
I will say too that PlayStation is. I know we like to say on Twitter, "Oh, Xbox is dead," and as far as them being in gaming altogether, they're gonna bow out of gaming and all that. PlayStation doesn't believe that. PlayStation said in multiple articles, we're paring down Xbox and we're looking to battle them every step of the way. And they've showed it all throughout 2019. Every time Xbox comes out with an announcement, they trample on it. You don't do that unless you have some type of concern with your competitor, right? So with that being said, they know that success in gaming starts in the battle for the continental US or North America. You know what I'm saying? PlayStation understands that. I'm not mad at them for that because as far as console gaming is concerned, the US is the largest region. They know that if you conquer the US, then pretty much everything else will fall in line and a much easier for PlayStation because PlayStation has broader reach. So that's why they're doing this. Now, again, like I said, PlayStation don't operate in, we care about our friends in the satellite areas over at UK. They don't give a shit about that. They care about what works best for Sony, and everybody that's at Sony are just cogs in the master wheel. So if your mindset is like that, if they're going into this generation saying we're going to stomp out Xbox finally, if that's their mindset, then they realize they got to conquer US first, out the gate. They got to do it again, and they're going to do everything they can. They don't give a fuck who don't know about it. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the mind state, and people just got to understand that, period.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised by it, actually. At first, it kind of shocked me a little bit. And then once I started thinking about it, it made more sense. Because look at how everything Sony's been doing so far this year. They've been censoring things in their games, like small things in their games that cater more to the North American or to our standards of living here, like the things that they've been censoring.
Facts.
It's more for people here in the US. So it's like, okay, we're going to focus on the people here and everybody else is going to follow us. And once I thought about it like that, Europe not knowing that all this was happening, it's not even surprising to me anymore.
Yeah.
Elijah Parker.
He says,
hey, Elijah, you're a very disrespectful young man. You're a very disrespectful young man.
It's funny. Yeah, I mean, this is crazy. Devin, you have anything on this topic, bro? All right, Dev. I appreciate it.
Way to go. Thank you, Devin.
No, but yeah, listen, I don't know, man. I wish I knew more about it. But like Callie Rex is saying in the chat, it's a lot of shit, maybe some type of merger is happening. Just some restructuring going on.
No.
Some restructuring.
Look, here's the deal. I try to tell you guys all the time. There's understand the method of the madness. Sony hit. There's a reason why Sean Layton is gone. Sean Layton is gone because he helped them get to a record high of $60 per share. You know what I'm saying? Which was at least an 18-month or 24-month high, right? And they weren't able to sustain it. Everything that they've cut back on was all about them sustaining that 24-month high, which was $60 a share. Now, they're only $3 under that at the last time I checked, which was this morning. So they're close to it. But everything that they're doing here on out is they got to sustain that. Now, why do they have to sustain that? Because the market dictates that you not only fight against your competitors, but you got to fight against yourself. If you don't do that, your stock price will drop and it will be catastrophic for you. So they always get the stock market has you in this perpetual state of competition if you're doing it right. Now, the reason why Xbox don't feel like that they got to compete with PlayStation is because they have so many other commodities and shit that they're into that they feel like they can lean on those, but it's to the detriment of the gamer. With that being said, understand why this has happened. This ain't just no casual, we're just being lean or mean. No, they're really fighting to stay at that 24-month high and exceed that because that's what the market dictates, period.
Damn. Yeah. Excuse me, damn, I got my water over here. Hey, Moss, why is Elijah Parker fucking with you, man?
I don't know. Hey, look, man, he's a very distressed young individual, and I don't understand with the complexities of his rage.
He said he gonna knock you the fuck out, man.
But he better leave me alone before I call the authorities.
For what? Senior citizen abuse?
Yeah, we'll call the AARP of police. You better leave me alone.
Oh shit. True Witty says, "Damn, I gotta get my water, bro. Dry all this talking and shit. I don't know, hey, man. They're like, y'all have water next to y'all because that shit make my throat dry as hell." True Witty says, "Sony runs the world of gaming. Microsoft can't compete." Listen, brother, I'm not saying you're wrong. Sony does run the world of gaming, but Microsoft, I think Microsoft can not beat Sony, but I think they can be more competitive than they were this generation. That's my opinion. But of course, Sony is a more popular brand worldwide. We all know that.
They ain't running nothing this year.
Well, not only that, it's just that Sony there to Sony. Okay, it's like this. All the puppies have been let out of the puppy yard. Sony has taken over in the big dog court. Okay. Microsoft came into the big dog court and got sent back to the puppy yard.
Oh shit!
Okay,
Nintendo. We're talking shit.
No, but I'm just saying this is how you look at it. Here comes Nintendo not giving a shit about the puppy yard. They're outside the gate doing whatever the hell they want to do.
Right.
I mean, that's how you gotta look at it. And so now Sony is sitting here in the big dog court, and Xbox got sent back to the puppy yard to relearn everything.
Yeah.
So then, when the next gen comes, it's going to be a whole new era of puppies. Like I said, Nintendo's still going to be sitting their ass outside the gate because they don't give a shit about anything. And then it's going to be Sony and Sony and Microsoft going at it. We got to see how Microsoft handles the next gen with the next round of the puppy yard or the big dog court.
Yep. The big dog court. All right, y'all. We got a couple more topics before we get out of here. A couple small topics. Do you guys care that Doom Eternal is delayed to March 2020?
No. And it makes
sense.
The only thing that I'm not going to get it anyway because I can't really play it because it's first person. The only thing I'm annoyed with is they were promising day and date for the Switch, and now it's not going to be day and date for the Switch. They're saying it's coming out months later, and they have not given an exact time as to when it's coming out.
Oh, for real? See, but that happens all the time, though, right? With the damn Switch.
Yeah, it always happens. But what I'm saying is, here at E3. They hyped it up when they announced Doom Eternal. And it was saying it was coming to all platforms. They also said it was coming day and date to all platforms, including the Nintendo Switch.
Hey, you know what happened? They was working on this shit. They said, "Oh shit, we spoke too soon. Look at this dog shit hardware."
I mean, and now, but if that's the case, when they pushed it back to March, it would have been coming out on the Switch in March, but it's not. It's getting pushed back to March.
I know what happened
all
though.
Consoles.
They were like almost finished with the Xbox One and PS4 and PC version. Then they said, "Okay, let's finish this Switch version so they all come out day and date." Oh shit! So that made them that fucked up the whole thing and pushed back the.
Hey, buddy, fuck him
Switch
up,
made
You're being real disrespectful today.
The Switch version was so dog shit. It made the Xbox and the PS4 version put it out talking shit. Nobody.
He coughing now, punch you right in the throat.
Somebody can hurt my feelings, nigga.
But then also, from what I've heard, they're making Doom 64 a pre-order bonus for all consoles if you pre-order it.
Does it look the same as it did on 64?
I'm not sure. They also pushed back. I think they pushed back the release of that also. I think. I'm not positive though on that one.
Okay, to be honest, I don't care about the new Doom, but like, here's the thing. Do you guys even like the last one? Like, I thought the last one was overrated.
I'm with you, Needles. I'm with you. The music was awesome. The game itself was
What's that?
The music was dope.
Oh yeah, the music's dope, but the last Doom wasn't good. Like that shit's boring, man.
Boring as hell, bro. It's so boring to me.
Like
Yeah.
I get,
I
like,
enjoyed
gameplay
Doom
is
3
king.
more.
Yeah, I agree too.
Because it had
Like,
more of a
gameplay is
story. Doom
king,
3 had more of
right?
a story, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, the
But
gameplay's king. Story adds to it, but like it's just the Doom was just I don't know. You're doing the same shit over and
It
over and
has
over. It's so boring.
it has a gimmick that people like right now, so they're rolling with it. And even though I might not be the biggest fan of it, I will tell you why. I'll give you my conspiracy theory real quick. Why I think it's I think it's just in some sort of development hell. I think they announced it a little early. And
Yeah.
two, the biggest indicator is Bethesda. Not only are they capitalizing on that Oculus Rift lawsuit that they kind of won because they said that some proprietary software information was stolen from them, but they're also trying to do their cloud streaming thing. I forgot the name of the shit that they're working on, but if y'all remember at E3, Doom was supposed to be the test pilot for this cloud streaming thing, and we were supposed to hear about it
I remember that, yeah.
this month. And we haven't heard shit. So I think that, along with the just development of it all together, isn't on par. So
yeah, but I'm like, I don't give a shit. I didn't like the last one anyway. So,
but let me ask you a question, because this just brings up a question. When a game starts getting too many sequels, do you start feeling like you getting bored with it?
if it's the same type of game,
Yeah,
like this Doom looked
Yeah, they
exactly the
gotta keep
same
it
as the first
relevant.
one. Yeah, like this Doom looked exactly the same as the first one. So,
I mean, that's like with me with Zeldas and Marios. I mean, you can only save the princess but so many times without you getting bored.
yeah.
Yeah, as long as they can keep it relevant and fresh, I guess. But like, here's the thing: I like Doom 3. I actually prefer that style of Doom.
Yeah,
This one's just too much run and gun melee. It's just, I don't know, man. I
Rip
don't get
their
it.
head off.
Jump and dive here.
Yeah. That shit. Yeah, I didn't care
I felt
for
Doom
it, bro.
3 was much better.
And you know, I really like Doom was one of those games I really tried to like because everybody said how great it was. Oh, Doom is great.
Yeah.
Okay, I played this. Okay, then I'm like, okay, nah, I just can't get
I
into
couldn't
it.
even finish Doom. I literally
No,
could not
and
finish
it
the
hurt as
Doom.
long. I heard it's like 20-some hours long. Like a game
Yeah,
like that
I
shouldn't be 20
stopped.
hours. Yeah, you're right. I'm with you on that one. But all right, y'all. One more quick thing before we get out of here. MM2K, man, they talking shit about you again, man. They saying you be capping for these trash ass games.
Bruh.
They said you capping for Ghost Recon Breakpoint, brother.
The Moss Effect.
They said it's the Moss Effect. Anything that you like.
Moss, it's okay because I get told I play trash games all the time
That rat
on a
bastard
daily
Tsunami.
basis.
Well, you confirmed that earlier.
Well, yeah, but still,
he making
I get
memes.
told on a daily basis. It's okay. I still love you, Moss.
I told Tsunami like D-Batch, he's ruining my brand, man. This is horrible. No, Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I'll say this real quick because again, my video, watch out for it. I keep announcing this. Shameless plug. I just said it. It's going to go live at noon tomorrow. It's going to be a barn burner.
No. Are you talking about the video that I listened to last night?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Is that going up right after your 2 hour
and listen
quick
to this
dose?
video. Okay, when he uploads this video tomorrow, trust me, listen to this video tomorrow, y'all.
Yeah. It's gonna be some shit. I got and I want you to know that Dirt and Ethos approved it, so blame them. They should have told me, don't do this, man. Don't do no, Ghost Recon Break. Look, Fallout 76 is a journey, loot, and shoot game. I'm biased towards those games. That's why I said it's a 7.5 instead of the 5s and the 4s that people tried to make it or whatever. But that's a whole different kit and caboodle. Ghost Recon, which I believe is a better game than Fallout 76, is it's a tactical shooter that takes away all the glitz and glamour that Wildland gave you and all the arcadey stuff that Wildland gave you and tried to be more straight tactical survival shooter.
I love it, Moss, actually. I love it myself, actually.
Okay, so great. Yeah. So PC gamers that are familiar with Arma 3 will know what I'm talking about. It's an acquired taste for those that like that run and gun shit. Oh, I got a machine gun so I can kill 80 people with rocket launchers.
Hey, they don't be playing with you, bro. You got to do some stealth shit on that game, bro.
Facts. So with that being said, it's an acquired taste. Now, if people don't like it, that's one thing. But the simple fact that we got people out here, like me and Dirt has said earlier, that say, if I don't like it, you shouldn't like it too, and we must boycott and raise our voices. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I don't care what you think. I've been gaming for longer than y'all been floating on somebody's nutsacks. I don't give a fuck what you like. I like what I like, and you like what you like. So I'm a lobby for what I like, and you lobby for what you like. But again, I will address all that in my thing tomorrow. What I will say is that the game is not perfect. It has some issues, but I still love the game, and it is for those that love tactical shooting. If you want run and gun arcadey stuff, then Ubisoft has a game for you. They have two. One's called The Division. The other one is called Wildlands. They're updating Wildlands every 5 minutes. Stop bitching. Everything that's put out there in retail doesn't have to be for you, period.
Hey, the game
Play
to me...
Fuck The Division. Play Siege.
I mean, The Division was dope too, though.
But you know what was crazy, Moss, is about a week ago, a guy I follow, Mr. T, he made a video saying, and the video is titled, "Are game reviewers choosing your game purchases for you?" And it's talking about how like the critics and everything out here are putting out all these things, but it might turn you against that game. Because they're saying, oh, it's a super low score. It's got this. It's got that.
I was saying that on Twitter.
Yeah, but the thing is you might like that type of game. It's almost as if these reviews, Metacritic, all this stuff is trying to push you to buy a certain type of game.
Exactly.
So that those type of games will fail. Yeah. And then you won't purchase them, so they won't make them anymore.
Absolutely. And to me, look, I grew up in an era, and most of us on this panel can appreciate this, where you had your tabletop gamers, you had your fighter gamers, and we didn't go to them and say, that shit is trash, and knocked over the tabletop gamers' tables and shit and kicked their cards. We didn't do that. We just said that's not our lane. And I can't understand with there being more. I looked this up. There are just last generation, there was an average of like 500 games that were released a year. This generation, there's like 1,300 released a year. I'm talking about on every single platform. So with that being said, there's more than enough for everybody to like. Why do people out here feel so self-absorbed and feel so self-conscious about their choices that if everybody don't like what they like, they got to bitch and complain about it? I just don't get it. And I don't understand it. And it's ruining gaming as far as I'm concerned. There's like I said, there's Ghost Recon Wildlands, there's Call of Duty, there's all that run and gun shit out there for y'all. Breakpoint can be different. It's okay. And if you don't like it, that's okay. Just don't sit there and try to create this prism to where everything has to be like Call of Duty, but look a little bit different with a different protagonist. I don't get it. I'm sorry.
And it's that's also the fact of... Oh, go ahead, Devin.
That's what I was going to say. That's why I love Rainbow Six Siege. It broke off from the pack. It's I don't know. It's kind of like you would say Search and Destroy and Call of Duty, but it's different. You get to pick like your own operators. Each operator has their own thing, but at the same time, you get the same FPS like as if you were playing like Call of Duty or say Ghost Recon. But and then again, you can ADS like which I mean like lean left to right, which you can't do that in most first-person shooter games either. And like say PUBG for example, you can kind of do it, but that game's graphics is trash in the first place, so that it's irrelevant. But yeah, I like the whole story behind each character, and each character can have like a different special ability and stuff. Is at say like Ghost Wars with Ghost Recon, except more stealth and more first person. It's first person based.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is also Moss and Dirt is me, you, and Moss. We're probably around the same. I know me and you are around the same age, Dirt. But it also comes back to we've been gaming for so long that back when we first started gaming in like the 80s and the 90s and things like that, we took a chance and just bought a game and then played it. We never had where people getting review codes and you're seeing gameplay a day before the game came out. We never had that. We always, and then now you're looking at people like, well, people aren't buying this game because of this, and this. We when we bought the game, the review for the game was coming out probably the next month in the next copy of Nintendo Power or whatever the
Right.
magazine was.
Hmm.
So like for me, that's the reason I stopped following reviews and things like that, because a lot of the people doing reviews were not my type of gamer. So that's the number one thing you have to remember. All reviews are opinion based. Okay.
Right. Every
And if
Metacritic is opinions all put together.
exactly.
It's
Yeah.
And
irrelevant.
that's the thing.
It should be.
If that person who's giving that opinion does not play my type of game, or if I notice that that type of reviewer is giving negative scores to the type of games I like, I automatically don't listen, because if they're giving, and when you look at the pattern, every game of that type they give a low score to, and stating the same exact reasons as to why they're giving the low score and comparing it to a game they reviewed before. Guess what? That reviewer don't like that type of game. So
Facts.
why are you taking anything they say to heart?
Facts.
I
Totally
mean,
agree.
we used to do, how many trash
Exactly.
games have we bought and we didn't realize that they were trash until after we bought them? And they
Right.
might have been going back to the game store within a day.
Mhm.
Yeah. And you know what's so crazy nowadays? I buy all my games digital, and I can't take them business back to the store.
Yeah.
And it's
Or you can't
unfortunate.
even trade it in to
Hmm.
get some sort of credit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Nope.
Because you got to try games for yourself. You have to try them for yourself.
Yeah,
You
you
can't,
have to. And there's
you
too
know.
many avenues to do it.
Right.
Fence. You know what I'm saying? If you're on the fence, you can rent it for a couple days. You can, now there's Game Pass out there, which is that's a great addition. If you feel like you're on the fence and you can wait for something. I mean, there's just different
Did I just
avenues.
hear Moss say Game Pass is a great addition?
He
Yeah, it's a
did.
great addition if you want to. If you're on the fence on the game, I didn't give it glowing praises, Nethos. I just said it was a great option.
If you're yeah, if you have it and you're like, okay, I'm not sure if these reviews
Yeah,
are okay for this game. Let me see if I want to play it for a little
yeah.
while. You play it for a little while and find that you like it. Like I have games in my collection. Like I have one game that when I got it, it had super low scores. I'm talking about PC had low scores. Every platform it came out
Mhm.
on had low scores. But I thoroughly enjoyed the game. My friend was sitting there and I was like, yo, this game is really fun. Well, it's got really low scores and this, that, and the other. They bought it when it was on sale, like
Mhm.
50% off. And then they were like, wow, this game is a lot better than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was like,
I just want to say to the younger gamers, this isn't how it was supposed to be. It's great that graphics are getting better. It's great that worlds are getting bigger. But I mean, as far as the community is concerned, with technology, things are supposed to grow. And it seems like they're getting more and more condensed where we want the same cookie cutter type of game. We went from 500 games a year to 1,300 in just a single fucking generation alone.
Yeah.
There is more out there for everybody. Everything that you see doesn't have to be packaged and catered to you. Like, for instance, I'm not the biggest Uncharted fan. Do you see MM2K running around with his hair on fire? Fuck Uncharted, I've been waiting. No, I don't care, because then I'll go play Ghost Recon Breakpoint. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So everything doesn't have to be outrage. And that just, it's sad. It's a sad moment in gaming. Hopefully my video tomorrow will help
the
clear it up.
huge outrage culture. A lot of these people are the same people who are giving these reviews for games.
Yeah.
Like the Star Wars game that came out. Oh well, it's a typical white male protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
Who cares about that? What's the story about?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or the
Yeah, it's
one
a
who
relevant
gave
argument.
Breath of the Wild a lower score because it was too much water. Who the hell rates on too much water?
Too much A button. Too much A button on Gears Ultimate. Too much A button. Like, hold on, man.
Crazy.
What the hell?
Yeah, man.
Or too much blood, or it's too realistic. We shouldn't be showing the effects of war, and you're playing a war game.
It's
Yeah.
too real.
Tell their ass, Bunny. Shit.
I mean, it's just that's the time. Those are the types of things you have to look at, and those are the types of things you have to look at when you're looking at a review. You gotta take all those things into consideration. It got to the point I was taking so much into consideration, I just stopped. My brain was going fried. I wouldn't have any games if I took everything into consideration.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, I just seen something online. Apparently the original Half-Life game got a patch recently.
Oh.
Oh
Original-
Lord,
I
that
don't know
game
the
is
I don't know the reason why, but the article came out on Gamify. I got this app. It's called Gamify, and apparently the original Half-Life got a patch for some reason.
Get the
Gotta
hell
check it
out of
out.
here. Shit. Anyway, y'all have anything else?
No.
Because it's about that time.
Yeah, it's that time, man.
It's that time, y'all.
You better take your old self to sleep.
Yes. Yes, I'm getting my black ass in the bed.
I'm
You
gonna be
know-
up for a little bit longer because I'm
And you
waiting
know-
till midnight to download.
And I'm actually, I'm like 6'3", 290, right? And I sleep in a twin size bed, me and my wife. So we we're real close to each other. So I'm gonna kick her out of the bed tonight because I need to be comfortable. I'm tired.
Oh man.
Oh,
I hope
that's
y'all
just
agree
like
if I
me
sleep-
and my
I hope
cat.
y'all agree if I sleep in a twin size.
Yeah, man. I live in I have a queen size
Hey.
bed, but my damn animals make me feel like I have a twin. So
Yeah.
I'm kicking animals out the bed to get more room. It's okay. I completely
Oh, let
understand.
me ask you this. You got dogs or cats, so you got both.
I have both.
My punk ass dog, this nigga be scratching on our damn door, man, middle of the night. I be like, dog, you done lost your damn mind. Waking me up. I gotta go to work in the morning, punk. Knocking on, scratching on the door at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, scratch. Like, what you want, Jake?
Mhm.
Hey, yo, Nethers, that's why Jake don't like me very much. Because I be like, take your punk ass to the bed. Go to your bed, man. I'm
No,
sorry.
no,
y'all.
no, no. It's better than waking up at 3 a.m. with two cats fighting each other
Hell no.
on top of me because they both want to lay in the bed and they don't like you.
Oh, shit, the damn animals. All right, y'all. Snow Bunny, so you have anything going on with you and your animals? Or
Nope. No. Don't even. Let's not even bring them up.
Okay.
But nothing
Oh,
going on
I'm
my
sorry.
end.
Okay. Nethers, I know you're going to pop up on one of the... Oh, shit, like multiplayer tomorrow, right? Nethers, thanks so much,
Yes,
bro.
I am.
Oh,
Yes, I
there
am.
he is. I thought you were going to let me down. Let me hang it again. Okay, so I'll definitely be looking for that, man. Hey, man, you had a little time you was doing some videos and it kind of like you fell off again.
Yeah, okay. What happened was I got back from my 6-month hiatus, but I damn fell in love with my Xbox again. It's been so long since I've been gaming.
No,
I just
hey,
can't take myself away from it.
ain't nothing wrong with that,
Xbox
man.
guy.
The Xbox guy, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Needles, Needles really an Xbox guy. No, I mean, that's what I think. I think he's
Nah,
deep down
I
in
know.
my
We're
heart,
not
he's an
sure.
Xbox guy.
I
And
kind
he
of think
want
he's
Xbox to
more
do
like.
better.
I think he's kind of more like me. It's whatever games come out for whatever system he wants to play at the time.
I mean, like, I'm like that also. But y'all know, hey, Mr. Parker, come on, man, you out of line. You out of line. Xbox is not dog shit today.
Very disrespectful, Mr.
Maybe
Parker.
maybe next week he'll be dog shit, but it's not dog shit today. All right,
It's our dog shit.
Yeah.
it's our this right. Tell him it's our dog shit. You know.
Well,
Elijah,
actually,
they're
hold on.
being
Before we
hard on
leave,
you today.
hey, Marty Moss, what's going on with the stock exchange? I see some talks on Twitter about Microsoft money.
Oh Lord.
What the fuck going on,
we can.
Moss?
I'll close out
Oh
with
shit! Yeah,
The
close
fuck
out with
going
that,
on,
bro, because I
Moss?
saw that shit too.
that. Yeah, look, man. I had, you know why I had to do that, and big ups to the homie D Almighty. D Almighty was in my chat, and he was like, "Man, you trying to spin this? This is ridiculous. This is a catastrophe." But I had to shine some light on positive Xbox news, like how you diehard Xbox should be doing, and you're not doing it. Y'all talking about stock, and that Sony is closing their doors tomorrow because their stock isn't as high as Microsoft. Let me just tell you two. Number one, Sony is almost at their 24-month high, like I said earlier, which is good for them, even though they're doing some things to make sure they get there. Secondly, even though Microsoft stock is higher, considerably higher, they're a much bigger company. But in their business sector, they're not even in the top 10, which I believe Sony's in the top 10 in theirs. Microsoft is like 40th in their business sector. So again, There's a difference between how much money you make and how much value is in your stock. So using that for argument chips, as I like to say, is a stupid notion. Drop it. Xbox has sold more consoles apparently than we believe. Let's stick to that. Let that be our talking points, Xbox brethren. Okay, that's all I gotta say.
Oh shit. Yeah, man, I ain't gonna. Yeah, like when I saw that earlier, I kind of just scroll down.
Yeah, like move past. Like, excuse me, let me wedge on.
I just have my own thoughts on that whole.
Hey, Mr. Parker, Mr. Parker, we know officially one launch game Xbox is going to have. What about the PlayStation, sir?
Exactly.
What launch games the PlayStation going to have?
What multiplayer is it going to have?
Oh shit. Man. I didn't say that. That was Devin that said that.
Well, not everybody cares about multiplayer, Devin.
They're probably trash.
But it doesn't matter. Not everybody cares about multiplayer.
Devin,
if you're on PlayStation, you probably don't.
They probably don't, but that's my point. Not everybody
you can't
cares
play
about
multiplayer with a trash controller.
Oh shit!
Yeah, but they still curb stomping you in sales with all your.
Oh shit!
Curb stomping me?
God! Why?
I don't really care about that.
Why? What has Scrap Punks become?
Multiplayer light.
You know what I'm saying? For the 15th episode, this is how we treat each other.
Hey, yo, Mr. Parker. They'll have 10 launch titles with some of them be multiplayer. Are you talking about 10 exclusive launch titles?
Probably.
Because they're going to have multiplayer launch titles too, sir.
Man, do you guys remember the days of like the PS1 and the PS2 when they launched? They would like launch with like 40 different games and shit.
You say 40 or 4?
40. They used to launch with like a whole lot.
They launched with like 3 games.
Yeah, they was talking about you launched like 2 games.
Not the PS1 or the PS2.
Shit.
They had a whole bunch of shit.
I bought the PS1 that launched. That shit launched with Battle Arena Toshinden.
In the football game,
bro. They're great to work at GameStop for that shit.
They had about 6 to 7 games. Hell, the N64 launched with 1 game. Mario 64, y'all remember that?
Man, 64 was dope.
Man, 64 was dog
in my opinion.
No, I'm joking.
It was just
the
super
rest of the games were dope, but the prices of those damn games were ridiculous.
It was getting trash. Yeah.
Hold on, Devin. You ain't number 16. You ain't even had no damn N64, bro.
16. No, but that was one of my first. I had the Sega Saturn.
Oh,
and then I moved
big up to Devin. See, the Saturn was. You have Guardian Heroes, bro?
I don't really remember, man. That was a long time ago for me. That was like when I was young, like 4 or 5 years old.
I'm gonna send y'all the picture. How I was the PlayStation guy.
Oh Lord,
where's this damn picture at? I sent it in the chat the other day.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, my black ass is playing my PlayStation. Where the hell is that? Anyway. All right, y'all. Anybody got anything else? Because we about to go ahead and get out of here, y'all.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I gotta go to bed. My wife's like, you gotta go to sleep.
Yeah, get your black ass in here.
Exactly.
Hey, Mr. Rice is for Jumping Flash. You have that rabbit game, that first person rabbit game. Yeah, that's another one I remember.
Conker's Bad Fur Day, bro. That game was hilarious.
Thank you, chat, for coming out and hanging out with us tonight.
Definitely.
All right, y'all. We're about to get out of here. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. We had our career high 37. Mars, can you believe that shit?
Hey, man. Big ups to y'all. Maybe if y'all didn't hit the like button before you leave, please hit the like button. And if you're an Xbox guy, please spread the word #follow Griggity, man. Y'all, if you're an Xbox guy, there's no reason why you shouldn't be following Griggity. Period.
Even if you're not, give the man a follow. He deserves it.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's get him to 1,000 subs, people.
We should.
We're pushing to 1,000.
Thank y'all. Hey, thanks for the support, man. But all right, we're about to get out of here. Peace out, y'all.